But think globally. How important is it in Afghanistan, Iran, and many other places in the world, where people are less fortunate, where people's rights are violated on a daily basis, and where they are tortured and murdered for daring to speak? Is this the world we want to live in?
And so I found myself falling, and I realized I had two choices. One, I could continue falling and accept my fate that I'd stay silent for the rest of my school years. Or two, I could start building myself a parachute and slowly start working towards my end goal of making my voice heard.
Go talk to people, inspire, lead by example. Be that example for your kids, for your friends, for your peers. Inspire people. Now go and show your courage wherever it is, at your school, at your job, here, when you're leaving, go talk about it. Just talk about it. Be that example for everyone.
Change is difficult. Don't get me wrong. Sometimes things still really trigger me, but knowing where my emotions are coming from helps me view things rationally. I'm able to get out of this state faster, and my response is much less severe.
Don't be silent about situations in your life. No, don't be silent. I won't be silent, and you have to not be silent too. Go ahead, it's your life, it's your rules, and only you decide how to live it, and what to do and what to say.
Teenagers are struggling now more to deal with their problems because they feel like it's unnatural to feel vulnerable and not to show their best smile. Well, sometimes it is not possible. We should be taught to give importance to time and not to compare healing journeys to those on social media who we feel we know so well.
Mathematics, physics, chemistry, history, art, language, and literature. These are all great subjects, but we must learn how to use another subject in our educational system in order to learn how to become better people and respect those around us.
My courage is getting over all I've described to you, and I implement it in my life every day by putting on a brave face and a smile. And I fight for the change I wish I could have in my mind, for younger me and for older me. And you may fight for a change in human rights, in the division of taxes, social inequality. And so do I. But tell me, what is your fight against fear?
I used to be so small that people would call me a midget, a dwarf. So weak, people would laugh at my strength. And the worst part of it all was that I had given up on myself. And you know what? It was actually easier for me to believe them than to resist. And you know why that is? It was because I lacked courage. I lacked the courage to even look at myself.
You see, I'd found myself trying to please everybody, even with people who used me. People I called friends. I let them mock me. I let them laugh at me. I let them say, "You'll help me cheat again, won't you?" And so I lost the girl who valued honesty, and I wanted her back.
I refuse to define myself and my success by the goals I pick at 16. Because that is not my destiny. We hold a responsibility as a society to encourage redefining success. I am more than my grades. I am more than the hours I put into working. I am more than the universities I get into. And yet I watch my classmates put their soul into studying. My teachers tell us an hour in for every hour out.
And applying that kind of thought is how I really turned into the first thalassophobic kid to promise his mother a Rolex from a sunken ship in the deepest confines of the ocean. A kid who used to be absolutely terrified about heights and roller coasters now is interested in a career in the Air Force. How could that be? And while not so long ago I used to hide behind my parents when they were talking to someone who was a stranger to me, right now I'm giving a wonderful speech to 100 of you guys.
Hannah finds that when her fear of failure gets to her, the best thing to do is embrace it. And what I mean by this is acknowledging it. Because no, she can't just let it go. In fact, this narrative that you can't let fear get to you is completely unrealistic because fear's there. It won't come out. And instead what she does is she lets her fear sit for a while to then take some deep breaths and overcome it little by little.